Namaskar, my dear beloved children and participants in the storytelling session. I am Swami Baneshananda. I lived in Chennai for some years, three and a half years like that. So now I am sitting in my room in the Ramakrishna Vedanta ashram in Berlin. You know the name of Berlin, yes? I also know. It is the capital of Australia. What? What? Don't laugh. I am an old man, so I am forgetting geography. Okay, I think I can find it. Okay, I accept. Berlin is the capital of Germany. Okay. And Germany is in Europe. That's also okay. And Germany is famous for its football. Do you agree? Yes. You know all this information. So it is nice for me to be with you now, to share with you a nice story. You know, in many countries, the stories of cinemas or TV serials are based on real life. They do not dramatize unreal or impractical themes. This story that I am going to tell you is almost like a dramatized real life story. Real life story means it happens and it happens in real life. I read its different versions in the internet, but I liked the content, which is an eye-opener. Okay, let us begin with the story. If you are ready, your story starts now. You know, a story has to start with the expression, once upon a time there lived, like that. Then it is interesting, isn't it? Okay, off we go. Once upon a time, there was a very wealthy father who had only one child, a son. What did I say? There was a wealthy father. That means he had lots of money. And he had a son. The father, you know, as usual, expected that the son, after growing up, will take over his business. The father tried to train the child in a way that the son grows up as a businessman like him. You know, every father wants like that. Wants his son or daughter to grow up like him. But unfortunately, this young child of our story did not have any interest in all the money business. I think none of you, my dear young listeners, is interested in such plans. Am I right? Yes. Similarly, the son, was rather happy to love his parents, not their money. And also, he loved the dog. Yes, they had a dog whose name was Johnny, an English name. The boy was also happy to swim in their home swimming pool. You know, in the cities, They have swimming pools at home, or maybe sometimes swimming pools are there outside in the garden. And they had a quite big garden, not very big, but big garden. This boy used to roam about in their garden, and this garden was protected by tall, very high boundary walls all around. This boy, every night he slept in a very cozy bed. He knew, of course, he knew that they were rich. Really, they were very rich. That he knew. The father, on the other hand, was unhappy because the child had no interest in wealth, in money. The child did not love his money. But of course, he loved his father. So the father thought upon a plan. He took his son on a trip to the countryside, to the villages, where many poor people live. The main purpose was to show his son how miserable it would feel like to be poor. They became a guest of a poor family in a village. They spent a few days and nights on the farm of that very poor family. The village did not have modern facilities of town or city. People did not have proper dresses. And, their poor host family did not have good arrangements. They did not have nice kitchen, cutlery, or good food like they used to have at home in the city. There was forest-like wooded places all around the village. There was a small river flowing by their farmland, and so on and so forth. It was a real poor village, and the host family was a really poor family. Now the father returned home. So after their return from the trip, the father asked his son, "How did you like the trip?" He was very inquisitive to know that the son has learned his lesson. He has learned his lesson of how bad it would be to be poor. The son replied, "It was great, Dad." Then the father asked, "Did you see how bad it is to be poor?" The son nodded, saying, "Oh yeah, Dad, I do realize it now." Feeling somewhat happy, the father asked, "So what did you learn from the trip, honey?" The son answered, "Dad, I saw that we have one dog, and they had 4. They had 2 puppies too. It was so nice to play with the puppies. So cute. We have a swimming pool that reaches to the middle of our garden. But Dad, did you notice that they have a whole river flowing by that has no end? I could not see the end of that river. Where from it comes, where it goes, nobody knows. Dad, we have imported lanterns in our garden to give light at night. And they have the stars and moon to give light at night. Actually at night, Dad, if you had looked through their windows, It looked like a dreamland. And Dad, our courtyard ends at the boundary wall, but they have the whole horizon as the limit of their property. We have a small piece of land to live on, and they have fields after fields that go beyond our sight. We have servants who serve us. But what moved me, Dad, really speaking, is that I saw that they serve others. They served us too, didn't you notice? So cordially, full of heart. They served us. I never saw such love when our servants serve us. Dad, we buy our food, but they grow theirs. The smell of the vegetables and their freshness are so amazing. We have walls around our property to protect us, but they have so many friends all around to protect them. Well, then what happened, you know? You can guess it. The boy's father was speechless and looked absent-minded. Then his son added, "Daddy, thank you for this wonderful trip. It has showed me just how much poor we really are. They have so much and we have so little." Here ends the story. Too many times we forget that what we actually have and go on lamenting on what we don't have. It all depends on one's perspective or viewpoint, how you look at it. And sometimes it takes the perspective of a child to remind us what? To remind us what is really important. Thank you very much. I think you have liked the story. God bless you, my dears. Take care, stay healthy, and stay safe. Hearty greetings and all love to you all. And goodbye from Berlin, now the capital of Germany. I have corrected it. Thank you. Namaskar.